Welcome back. So yesterday, we got our hands dirty fetching a single object from an API, which was an awesome start. But today, we're really going to level up. We are diving into one of the most common and honestly one of the most important problems you'll face in mobile development: how to show a ton of data in a list without turning your app into a laggy mess. So just imagine this for a second. You've built a new feature, you make that API call, and what you get back is, well, it's a monster. A huge array with 10,000 posts or products or user comments. What do you do? I mean, how in the world do you get all of that onto the screen without the user's phone just giving up? Believe me, it's a problem we all run into. Now look, if you're just getting started, your first instinct might be to reach for scroll view and just map over that giant array. And you know what? For a list of 10, maybe 20 items, you can get away with that. But for 10,000, no way. That's what we call the naive way, and it will absolutely crush your app's performance. The pro way, the way we're going to master today, is using a component that was built from the ground up for this exact job: the flat list. So what is it that makes Flatlist the hero of our story today? Well, it's not just some other component. It is a purpose-built, high-performance tool specifically designed to handle lists of pretty much any size you can throw at it, and to do it with incredible speed and efficiency. Okay, so here's the secret sauce. Flatlist is smart. It doesn't try to render all 10,000 items at once. Instead, it only renders the handful of items that are actually visible on the user's screen right now, plus a few just off screen as a buffer. It's not wasting precious memory and processing power on things the user can't even see. This whole concept, this magic trick, is called virtualization. That's the keyword you need to remember. It's like your data is behind a virtual window. As you scroll, items that move off the screen aren't just thrown away, their containers are actually recycled and reused for the new items that are just coming into view. This constant recycling process is what makes your app feel incredibly snappy and smooth, even when you're scrolling through thousands of items. And honestly, the difference is night and day. Trying to just map over a huge array is like telling your app to load a 1,000-page novel into memory all at once, just so you can read the first page. It's wildly inefficient. But using Flatlist, that's like reading the same book one page at a time. It's the only way that really makes sense for performance. All right, that's enough theory. The best way to really get this is to just build it. So let's roll up our sleeves, get hands-on with the code, and create a brand new screen in our app that's going to display a list of posts. First things first, we got to manage our state. So we'll set up two state variables using the useState hook. The first one, posts, starts out as an empty array. This is where we're going to store all the data we get back from the API. And the second one, loading, is just a simple Boolean. This is super important for a good user experience because it lets us show a loading spinner or some message so the user isn't just staring at a blank screen wondering what's happening. Okay, next up, fetching the actual data. The go-to pattern for this is the useEffect hook with an empty dependency array. This is basically our way of telling React, hey, the very moment this screen shows up, I want you to run this block of code, but just do it one time. And inside that block, we call our async function to hit the API, wait for the posts to come back, and then use setPosts to drop that data right into our state. Now for the fun part. We need to define our row template with a function we'll call renderItem. Think of this like a blueprint. We're giving Flatlist this one template and saying for every single object in my data array, I want you to stamp out a new row that looks exactly like this. This function gets each item from the array, and we just pull out the title and body to display them. Every row in our list gets built by this one little function. And now we put it all together inside the Flatlist component. There are three props that are absolutely essential. First is data. That's easy, it's just our posts array from state. Second is renderItem, which is that blueprint function we just made. And third, key extractor. This one's really important. It just tells Flatlist how to find a unique ID for every single row. React uses this behind the scenes to keep track of everything and make updates super efficient. Okay, so we've built this awesome, super performant list screen. It's beautiful. There's just one tiny problem. Our users have no way to get to it yet. So the final piece of the puzzle is to wire this new screen into our app's navigation. And thankfully, this is a really straightforward two-step process. First, we're going to open up our app navigator.js file and just add our new posts screen to the stack. This tells our navigation system that this screen exists and is ready to be used. Then we just hop over to our home screen.js and add a button that when you press it, simply navigates the user to that new post screen we just registered. Easy as that. And just like that, you've pretty much mastered a core concept in React Native. Seriously, what we just built isn't just some one-off trick. It's a fundamental pattern, a workflow. This is your new superpower for handling any kind of list data. So let's do a quick recap of the steps. From this day forward, whenever an API gives you back an array of data, your brain should immediately jump to this exact workflow. First thought, flat list. Then, you create a dedicated screen for it, set up your data and loading states, add that new screen to your app navigator, and finally, drop a button somewhere to link to it. That's the whole playbook, from A to Z. So now your list is working beautifully. It's fast, it's efficient, it's professional. But what happens when your app starts to grow? What happens when you have a list of users over here, a list of products over there, a list of comments somewhere else? How do you manage all of that code without it turning into a tangled, unmaintainable mess? Well, we're going to solve that exact problem tomorrow when we learn how to create reusable components. I'll see you then.